you a lesson because I heard this group has been working on character, setting, problem, solution, and I've heard you've talked a little bit about beginning, middle, and end. And so today, our goal, we're just going to be able to today identify the beginning of a story. And I always think that in the beginning of a story, the author tries to pull us in. They want us to get involved in the book, and they try to pull us in because they introduce the character, the setting, and the problem in the beginning of a story. I'm going to write that down on my anchor chart. An anchor chart holds our thinking, and I think this is really important to remember. So in the beginning, I'm going to say we need characters. Let me hear you say it. Characters. The author introduces the setting. Let's write it down. And the author introduces the problem. Let me hear you say it. Problem. I'm going to write this down, and I know, I'm going to also draw a picture so I can help remember it in my brain better. If I draw a picture, it helps me to remember characters. I know that a character is a person or an animal or a thing that does something. So I'm just going to make a person here to remind me, and I'm going to draw a cat so I can remember. It can be an animal too. Get some whiskers. And I know the setting is when and where a story takes place. So to help me remember that, I'm going to draw the sun so I can remember maybe it's afternoon, and the where is going to be at a house. And the problem is what goes wrong in the story, and the character has to fix it. So I'm going to draw, to remind me what the problem is, I'm going to draw a person with their mouth wide open going, oh, because something's wrong and they need to fix it. My problem is, so I'm going to draw that. So I have to find out today what's in the beginning of the story. And for me, if I remember the beginning of the story, we're going to do this really quick, ready? Beginning of the story.
Beginning of the story.
The author introduces. The character.
The character.
The setting.
The setting.
And the problem.
And the problem.
If I can remember that, that's going to help me to identify the beginning of the story. Watch me today. I am going to put up here a story. I want you to watch me read the story today. And find the beginning of the story. I have to be able to identify that. So watch my thinking. John is going to a new school. Today is the first day. John is worried. He had friends at his old school. He does not have friends at his new school. John says hello to a girl. Her name is Rosie. John makes a new friend. He will try to make more friends too. He's happy to be at his new school. I'm going to come back to my anchor chart because I think this is going to help me think about, how do I know the beginning of a story? I have to find character. Okay, the character is a person or an animal or a thing that does something. John is going to a new school. John, he's doing something. He's going to a new school. I think John is a character. Now it says I have to look for the setting. John is going to a new school. School, I think that's where. Where would be a school. I'm going to write that down. Today is the first day. When is he going to school? Today, and it's the first day. I think that's the win of my setting. Now I've got to search for the problem. Okay, the problem is what goes wrong, and the character needs to fix it. John is worried. He had friends at his old school. He had friends at his old school. That doesn't sound like a problem. That sounds like a good thing. He does not have friends at his new school. I'm thinking that's a problem, because I think that's something that goes wrong and he needs to fix. He does not have friends at his new school. So my goal was to find the beginning. And I know the beginning is character, setting, and the problem. I found that. Let me read to you what I think the beginning of my story is. John is going to his first day at his new school, and he does not have friends at his new school. I think that's the beginning of my story. What I'm going to have you do now, we're going to actually practice this together. I'm going to put up a new story. And I am going to erase where I wrote so you can see.